Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. It is what's today? Oh, it's Monday, obviously, right? Monday, April 22nd, 2024, man. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody had a blessed weekend, was able to get some rest, spend time with the people that you want to spend time with. So just thanking God for another day, another week. And welcome back to the number one daily morning mastermind for those trying to elevate and grow in your spiritual, personal, professional, or entrepreneur life. Welcome back. We'll hop right into the verse of the week. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 through 8. This is a super popular verse, and we're going to run through it because it is so important for us to have that, have this verse in our bag because it applies to so many different parts of our life. We want to make sure that we got this verse in our bag because it helps us in so many different situations. And it's like a three-step recipe for greatness in our lives. Boom. So Matthew 7, verse 7 through 8. So now we got ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be open. Right? So we got to talk to God and do all of these things. Right? We got ask, boom, that's verbally. Seek, that's with our heart, really. But it can also be with our mind, and then not. That's the physical thing that we got to do. That's okay. This is what I'm trying to achieve. I got to put some steps into it, right? And it says that we do all those things, it happens, right? Whenever we want something, show up in our lives, and this is for everything. Like I said, not just material things. This is for wisdom. This is for um health, this is for whatever you want, but this is the recipe that you got to do it in. So remember that. We'll dive deeper to that verse this week, but there it is. And then we'll hop right into the business topic for today. It's important. I know tax season is over. Probably should have did this a little bit sooner, but just want to go over some ways that you can help yourself with tax planning. It's super important that we have all this stuff organized and prepared, so that if you want to do your taxes yourself, you can. It's organized, it's well structured, and you can do it yourself. And if that's what you choose to do, right? Number one, maintain accurate records, and this is for every single thing. And it's easier said than done, but your receipts, like your mileage, your in everything that you spend money on, everything that you purchase, it needs to be maintained. And you can use a software like QuickBooks, or you can use a spreadsheet, right? For all that matters. But you want to make sure that you maintain accurate records of everything that's going on. And if you received any investments, if you received any donations, if you have a nonprofit, if you receive like all this stuff needs to be accurately maintained. It is just super important that you keep track of all of this stuff. They got apps that help you to keep track of this stuff where you can take pictures of your receipts and then automatically scan it, get the amounts and all of that type of stuff. So you want to take advantage of that. And that's just the first step is maintaining accurate records, right? The next thing is a tax strategy that can help you save, and this helps if you are a business owner or professional, right? They have what you call, well, if you have a job, right? More than likely, we've all heard of 401ks, um, IRAs, and self-directed IRAs. Actually, we'll deep dive into that. That's a good topic. But we'll deep dive into actually retirement accounts and the different types and the different advantages of them. But just from a top standpoint, high level, contribute to those accounts. Those help your tax basis because what you automatically put in there is not considered your taxable income. So what does that mean? Even if you are a business owner, let's say you have a they call them solo 401ks, or you have an IRA, where you have it's different vehicles that you can use as a business owner that are just like the vehicles somebody else will use at their job, right? But like I said, we'll deep dive into those so we'll know what they are. But let's say you are a business owner, or let's say you are a professional, you got a job, you make $100,000 a year. That's your salary. But if you contribute 10% off the rip to your 401k, like you never touch it, your taxable income now is 90,000. And that's the same thing for a business owner. Let's say you made $200,000 in your business, um, and your actual profit was 100,000, right? But if you took 10% of what you made, so that 200,000, and you put 20,000 into a retirement account, now 20,000 is taken from your profit, right? That 100,000, because the rest is expenses and all of that type of stuff. But and that's a write-off because we maintain accurate records. But now 20,000 is taken from your actual profit. Um, and boom, that's not taxable income. So this is something to look up. Like I said, we'll dive into it probably this week, just about the different types of retirement accounts. But that is a way that you can help yourself with your taxable income. And then next thing is maximizing tax efficient investment. So those would be like investing in bonds, investing in uh like index funds, right? When you invest in a singular stock, right? And it goes up, and you sell it. You get taxed, but they call capital gains. But if you invest in an index fund or a mutual fund, those are vehicles that they automatically account for all of those taxes into the prices and stuff like that. So you don't necessarily eat all of those capital gains taxes, right? So we can dive deeper into what those look like, what an index fund is, what a mutual fund is, and all of that. But you can Google some like investments that would help your um like taxable income, right? That's super important. And we want to Google things, or we want to look up things that help our business um grow. There's some things that can help our actual business structure grow that we can buy, and it will be a tax write-off. But you also want to know what things aren't um gonna be considered a tax write-off. Like I have a company where we buy and sell land, and I bought some land and I thought it was gonna be considered an expense, but it wasn't. Like it's not technically in that category according to the CPA, right? So it's research that we I bought land, and I never sold it, and I thought it was just gonna be like, and I did that because I thought that was gonna be an expense, like I could write it off, but it wasn't. So it's just good things to know. We need to do that research. Maybe talk to a CPA, do it on your own, however. But you want to know things that you should, or that you can buy that would kind of be tax efficient, and it would be an investment. Plan for capital gains. So if you do have an event to where you have capital gains, make sure that you plan for that. Capital gains taxes are the highest that we have. Depending on how long you held the asset, it could be 25 to 35%. What I mean by that is sometimes if you buy and sell something within a year or less, it's gonna be higher. It's gonna be around 40, I mean about 35%. The capital gains tax, if you held it for more than a year, it's gonna be a little bit less. If you held it for 5 years, it's gonna be a little bit less. But plan for the capital gains taxes. Those are, like I said, some of the highest that we have. Also, plan for life events. Plan for having a kid, getting married, all of these different things, because those affect your tax basis, right? And you want to make sure that you have uh your stuff set up in the way that you need to have it set up whenever whenever these events happen. So just plan for it if you can, and that'll help, you know what I'm saying, just with your tax uh planning process. And then lastly, you can hire a CPA and make sure they have CPAs that you can pay for, that will do your work for you quarterly. They'll do it monthly, or they'll just do it annually. And if you're a business owner, I would highly suggest you get somebody to do it at least quarterly, because that way you're not waiting to the end of the year to hopefully to know what you're gonna have to pay, right? You'll know you can better plan for it, and somebody else is doing it. So I would highly suggest just getting a CPA to do it. And if you're not a business owner, you just have a job, you can still should probably get a CPA. Because there's so many different things that we might not know that we could be writing off. Like for example, if you have a job, and you have a house, like you bought a house, you can write off your mortgage interest payments. Right. That's something I didn't know when I first got into like all of that. You can write off your student loan interest payments. All these different things I didn't know. And also you go to church, right? If you go to church and you pay tithes, those are a tax write-off because you donate into a nonprofit. So it's just different things that you might not know that your CPA could tell you, regardless if you have a job or if you are a business owner, right? And especially if you got both, you should. Our CPA just to keep everything organized and clean, and it's not more stress on you. But that's just a few tips for tax strategies and planning for taxes, making sure that you are doing everything that you need to do to be successful in that arena, right? And the next thing we're gonna talk about is kind of cool to learn, and wanted to go into it to kind of just talk about um, the different types of breathing, right? I don't know if anybody has ever heard of like breathing exercises, but there are different breathing exercises for different things that you want to do in your body. And we're gonna focus on a few for stress reduction, for gaining energy, and also for focus. So number one is diaphragmatic diaphragmatic breathing. It's for stress reduction. This is when you just take super super deep breaths. You kind of count to 10 when you're on the inhale, and then you just exhale and you count to 10. It's just super deep breaths, and you do it slow. Do it for a minute, and that helps you like literally 60 seconds. That'll give you it'll reduce some stress. If you're feeling super stressed out, just go right into just super deep breathing. Um, and you'll notice a difference. Another one that can help with stress reduction, it's kind of the same thing, just not as deep. So you're going to inhale through your nose, right? Count to four. Um, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. And all of this is through your nose. Um, and that's the 4-7-8 breathing. And this will help you reduce that stress. Do it for a minute. And then you can also continue to do this longer and longer as you get more comfortable. But that's the 4-7-8 breathing. So you're gonna inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. Right. And that'll help with the stress reduction. The next one that we got is box breathing. This also helps with stress reduction. It's kind of the same thing. It is, but it's for 4 seconds everywhere, right? You're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. You're going to hold it for 4 seconds. You're going to exhale for 4 seconds, and then you're going to hold your breath for 4 seconds. So it adds another component to it where you're holding your breath at the ear, but it also helps to reduce stress. And they call it box breathing because the technique is for you to imagine you drawing a square with all the four different steps. So again, that's inhaling for four, holding it for four, exhaling for four, and then holding your breath again for four. And do that as long as you can until you get more and more comfortable. The equal breathing. Um, this is just so like I said, this is for energy, so it's not gonna be so much, but it's you're gonna inhale for 4, then exhale for 4. Inhale for 4, then exhale for 4. This will increase like the rhythm of your heart. It will help you to breathe in more and get more oxygen to your brain, and you're just going with the flow of breathing in and breathing out and making sure that you are staying aware of that, and it'll help increase your energy. Do it for a minute as you get um more comfortable, right? And then also for this one, as you get more comfortable, you can breathe in longer. But the point is to not hold. The point is to breathe in and breathe out, right? But for the equal amount of time. Another one is called ocean breathing. This is where you inhale deeply, but you kind of you place your tongue at the roof of your mouth, right? It kind of constricts. Yeah, you place your tongue at the roof of your mouth, and you inhale deeply through your nose. Do it for 5 seconds, and then breathe out for 5 seconds. The other one with equal breathing is also through your nose. All of these is through your nose, right? We're not supposed to be, well, we can, I guess, sometimes when we're talking or I don't know, when we're working out, we become mouth breathers. But most of our breathing is supposed to be done through our nose. So all of these exercises is through our nose. And then the point of this is whenever you when you do that, you're supposed to be making a noise that kind of like mimics the ocean. Um, with your tongue being at the roof of your mouth. And then so that's why they call it ocean breathing. And last one is just helps you to focus. This is where you counting your breaths. So it just helps you to be able to you just sitting there and counting, and that'll help you focus because you're focusing on your breathing, right? Um, so and this is where you start at 1, inhale for 1, exhale for 1, and then you go 2, and then all the way up to 10, right? And then that'll help bring your focus back to where it needs to be, and you can stay locked in on what it is that you're trying to do. But those are some simple breathing exercises you can try for stress reduction, energy, and focus. That'll wrap it up for today. Hope everybody is having a blessed Monday so far, and then we continue to knock it out and have a great, blessed week. And we'll be right back at it tomorrow at